Okay, hi. I have recorded this, like, way too many times because my phone keeps running out of memory every time I want to finish. Like, literally, I just need a couple more minutes, but my phone runs out of memory. So, I'm gonna try to make this extremely fast. This is a story on how I met Austin Carlile, obviously, by the title. It was the first day of tour for the American Dream Tour. It was the Orlando show. All the bands were really good. Issues was only able to play 2 songs because they were having technical difficulties because it was the first day and they were having like trouble setting some things up. Of Mice and Men was really good. I was first row. I was like right in front of Phil the entire time. And then Bring Me the Horizon, they were really, really good. And yeah. After the show was over, I went and I bought a t-shirt and whatever, and then I went around back of this theater place, like it legit looked like a movie theater. It was so weird, like you would never guess there was concerts going on in there, but it looked like a movie theater. So after the show, I went around back to where the tour buses were, and since this place was so small, the tour buses were just literally like right behind the building, just blocked off by barricades. So I stood by those barricades and I waited for about an hour to meet Austin. I had a note for him that I've had for about 10 months. And I waited to give it to him because the first time I saw them I wanted to give it to him, but I was not able to because there was like issues with like finding a tour bus and trying to get people to give it to him. So yeah, I was gonna give it to him this time. I waited out by the buses for about an hour, and in that hour I saw Austin like once walk off and on one of the buses. And then I saw Alan a ton of times. Like he was just putting equipment away, so he wasn't able to meet fans. And then I saw Aaron a few times walk in and out of the buses, but that was cool. And I think I saw Michael from Issues. Yeah. So after that hour, I noticed that there was like a really big crowd, like crowding around the other side of the tour buses. So I was like, what the heck? What's happening there? So I like slowly started walking over there, and I was just like, whoa, what's that? Is that Austin? And I was like, it is Austin. And I like started running because like I wanted to like meet him, you know? So when I got into the crowd, there was a bunch of people. He was signing stuff and whatever. And oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. That was not the time to sneeze. I don't have a lot of time for this. Okay. So anyways, when I got into the crowd, Austin was signing a bunch of stuff for people. But of course, when I got there, he was like, I'm sorry guys, I have to go. I'm like, no, are you serious? I just got here. I've waited like a year for this. You can't leave now. So he went back on the bus, and I was really disappointed. I was like, no, don't go. So, like a determined little fucker I am, I sat out there for like another 10 minutes waiting for somebody to come out off the bus. And eventually somebody came off the bus. Someone who worked with the Mice Men came off the bus, and my dad got their attention, and he was like, hey, can you give this note to Austin? The guy was like, oh yeah, sure, I can totally do that. So I was just like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I told him my story and everything, and the guy went back on the bus, and I thanked him. And about 5 minutes later, the guy came back out, and he was like, Austin's reading your note. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I started crying. So the guy went back on the bus, and I thanked him again. And then, like, 5-ish minutes later, Austin walked out of the bus. And, like, it was so cool. Like, I saw the bus door open, and I was like, oh my god, this is about to happen. And, like, he was smiling while looking down at my note, and, like, he looked up, and he was still smiling. He looked at me, and he's like, are you Summer? And I was like, holy shit, yes, I am, it's me. And I was crying, and he came up to me, he's like, I'm so proud of you, you did it, you never gave up. And I was just like, holy shit, thank you. I kept, like, saying thank you a lot. I was, like, thanking him. I was just like, thank you so much for inspiring me, and and thank you for your music, and thank you for doing all these things for me and helping me with like difficult times. And it was like the best thing ever, and I kept saying thank you, and I was just like crying while talking, so I probably sounded really gross. And he was just like, it's no problem. He gave me a really big hug. It was like the best hug ever. Like, holy crap. Like, like I couldn't even explain like seeing him in person. It's just like, wow, this person isn't a picture on the internet. Like, you're really there. It was really cool, and like we eventually had a conversation. Like, he was telling me about like things that happened to him in high school, and like how he's gone through stuff, and how he like made him the person he is today, and it was really cool. I took a picture with him, and he signed my ticket. Like, this picture is really crappy because my printer was kind of like being weird when I was printing this out, but this is the picture. Yeah, and this is the ticket. It says my name, and then it says, I'm so proud of you, keep going, and never give up. And he signed it and put a couple hearts, and yeah, it was so great. After we had our conversation and everything, I stopped crying, and I was just like, holy crap, I'm having a conversation with Austin Carlile. Oh my god, it was so great. And then, afterwards, after the conversation, he was like, okay, I really have to go now. So I was like, okay. And I was just gonna, like, say, bye. Like, I didn't want to be like, I want a hug. But he, like, leaned in for a hug, and it was so great. And, like, I was like, whoa, he's trying to hug me. So, like, he was hugging me, and I was just like, yes, keep hugging me. I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. But he was just like, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, holy shit. I started crying. So, as I walked away, I said bye, and I started crying so hard. Like, the entire way home, I was just, like, bawling my eyes out. It was so incredible. Like, I wish I could do it again. It was great. People saw me crying, and they're just wondering, like, what the hell. But, yeah, that's kind of my story. It was literally, like, the best thing ever. Best concert ever, basically. And he follows me on Twitter now, too, so, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you for watching and listening to me babble on about meeting Austin. Rate, comment, subscribe, Okay, thank you, goodbye. Yeah, okay, bye.